The Rise of Pakistan, 2018-2022, a story of reform, crisis, recovery, and political upheaval. Between 2018 and 2022, Pakistan went through one of the most dramatic periods in its modern history. Under the government of Imran Khan and the Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf (PTI), the country experienced economic reforms, a global pandemic, record remittances, major diplomatic shifts, and eventually a political crisis that ended the government in April 2022. 2018, a new beginning. When PTI came to power in August 2018, Pakistan inherited serious economic challenges: a large current account deficit, falling foreign exchange reserves, rising external debt, pressure on the Pakistani rupee. The new government argued that previous growth had been financed through borrowing and imports, making the economy vulnerable. As a result, it launched a stabilization program aimed at reducing deficits and rebuilding reserves. This period became known as the adjustment phase. The rupee lost value, interest rates increased, and negotiations began with the IMF for financial assistance. While these measures were painful, supporters viewed them as necessary to correct long-term imbalances. 2019. Tough economic reforms. In 2019, Pakistan entered a multi-billion-dollar IMF program designed to stabilize the economy. The government reduced spending, increased taxes, and allowed the currency to adjust more freely. However, ordinary Pakistanis felt the impact. Inflation increased. Fuel prices rose. Electricity bills became more expensive. Businesses faced higher borrowing costs. GDP growth slowed sharply, but supporters argued that these reforms were laying the foundation for future growth. Critics argued that the economic pain was too severe and poorly managed. 2020. The COVID-19 challenge. Then came COVID-19. Like the rest of the world, Pakistan faced lockdowns, business closures, and economic disruption. GDP contracted, and uncertainty spread across every sector of society. The government responded with several programs: expansion of the SARS social welfare program, emergency cash transfers to millions of families, financial support for businesses, smart lockdown strategy instead of complete nationwide shutdowns. Pakistan's pandemic response attracted international attention because it attempted to balance public health concerns with economic activity. Despite the crisis, the government managed to prevent a complete economic collapse and maintain relative stability compared to many developing countries. 2021. The year of recovery. By 2021, Pakistan's economy started rebounding strongly. Several indicators improved. GDP growth exceeded 6%. Manufacturing expanded rapidly. Exports reached record levels. Overseas remittances surged to historic highs. Construction activity increased significantly. Supporters called this proof that the painful reforms of 2018-2020 were beginning to work. Remittances and exports became major sources of foreign exchange, helping stabilize the economy after years of external pressure. The government also accelerated digitalization efforts, tax collection reforms, and incentives for industries such as construction and technology. Pakistan's IT sector began attracting greater international attention during this period. Many PTI supporters described 2021 as the peak of the government's economic performance. Foreign policy: Pakistan's global repositioning. From 2018 to 2022, Pakistan attempted a more independent foreign policy approach. Key developments included stronger strategic cooperation with China, continued engagement with the United States, diplomatic outreach to Gulf countries, efforts to mediate regional disputes, increased attention to the Afghanistan peace process. Pakistan played an important role during negotiations related to Afghanistan and maintained communication with multiple international actors during the U.S. withdrawal. The government frequently emphasized sovereignty, regional peace, and reducing dependence on foreign powers. Supporters saw this as a more independent foreign policy direction. Social welfare and public programs. The PTI era also saw expansion of several social programs. Ehsas program, Sehat Sahulat Card, Kisan support initiatives, housing and construction incentives. These programs were designed to provide support to lower-income families and expand access to healthcare and social protection. For many supporters, these welfare initiatives became one of the defining achievements of the period. 2022. The fall of the government. Despite the economic recovery, serious problems were emerging. Pakistan faced rising inflation, increasing fuel prices, growing current account deficits, political tensions, disagreements between key power centers. Global factors also played a role, including post-pandemic inflation and rising commodity prices worldwide. In early 2022, political opposition united against the government. A no-confidence vote was held, and in April,